Live na po.
Share lang po namin.
Para nakamute ka ata, VP, EDR Lee.
Yes, okay. Yan, nakamute yan. Good afternoon. Yes. Napunta na ako sa NCR Core. At hindi po ako ang guest nila ngayon. Okay. It's 5 o'clock once again. It's a very beautiful Friday afternoon. And for this Pix Pro episode, we have here the NCR Core. So I feel honored naman kasi ang mga taga-NCR magaganda. So ibig sabihin I belong. I am an honorary member of the NCR Core. So magandang umaga, Press Gen. Magandang umaga. Magandang hapon, Press Gen.
Hello po, good afternoon. Nasa ibang katauhan po ako ngayon, EDR Lee. Ako po ay hindi pa president, chapter president ng NCR. Ako po ngayon ay country manager ng Gigamon. Magandang hapon sa
Dual citizen ngayon si President.
Yes po. Yes.
And of course, we have our beautiful VPs and AVP. We have VP Jessie. Hi, VP Jessie. Kamusta?
Hi, EDR Lee. Magandang Friday. Isang maulan na Friday. So yeah, the same with President right now. Hindi ako VP Jessie, but as a channel development representative of Gigamon Philippines. We feel so honored na-invite nyo kami dito sa KC.
Yes. And of course, ang fresh na si VP Marlon. Andito ba si VP Marlon?
Face reveal naman po kay VP.
Face reveal naman. Ipakita natin ang agoy.
May konting bakit wala yung fresh na word sa atin, VP Jess.
Hindi uso ang fresh ba sa atin?
Oo.
Bakit hindi
Marlon
ng pagod?
Good afternoon. After mga ka-Pix Pro. Yeah,
ingat sa pagdadrive, VP Marlon, and of course, one of the beauties of the NCR, si AVP Juana. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon po mga ka-Pix Pro. Happy Friday.
So I'll be joining on the first half of your program and then afterwards maririnig na natin. Actually, nandito na yung ating guest, one of our guest speakers because we have, of course, President and VP Jessie as part of the Gigamon team. Pero ewan ko ba requirement ba pag galing ng NCR at galing ng Gigamon, maganda at gwapo?
Hindi naman.
Sa kabuuan, pati ang buong
at
magagaling. Siyempre po.
Yes pa. So punta muna tayo sa ating Facebook live. Good afternoon, Kapix Pro from Herald Agomaa. Good afternoon, sir. VP Jessie. Pagtrabahuin natin sa VP Jessie muna. Sorry.
Yeah, so I think mas maganda siguro kung lalagyan nila ng kung nasa ang location sila, parang good morning from Malabon City, ganyan. So I think nandito na rin sina Sir Alan Pakulan. Hello, Sir Alan. Sir Paul. Sir
President
Paul
ng Bacolod si Sir Alan Ayan.
Sir Paul, hello po. Yung yung utang ko, nag-message na po ako sa inyo kung anong size. Pero super ready na, nasa amin na po. So let me know po kung anong size para ma-deliver na po namin sa inyo po. And then, yan, si Sir Malcolm, shoutout. Sabi niya, shoutout. Ano yung CW? And then Sir Randall, good afternoon everyone.
Good afternoon. Siyempre, dahil ito ay NCR Core, meron ba tayong aabangan sa ating KC for today?
Yes po. Actually,
Magpasabog ba kayo?
yeah, siyempre hindi mawawala ang paayuda and most especially ang guest natin ngayon ay Gigamon. So gusto namin kakaiba yung paayuda natin. Kasi the normal, di ba, EDRly na ginagawa natin, yung games is dun sa latter part pa after the presentation.
Yes.
So ngayon, gagawin namin is merong pop-up quiz every after this slide. So watch out dun sa aming sa pa-quiz ni Gigamon.
Habog, yes.
Kaya kailangan makinig, manood, sumubaybay para siguradong makakasagot.
Correct.
Okay, so we have, do you want to start na pa? Let's begin.
Yep.
Should we start? Ready na si sir? Okay, without much further ado, of course, since this is Gigamon, so very interesting yung topic natin with Gigamon because we all know what cloud is all about. But how do we do it the Gigamon way? So for today's episode, for our Kwentuhang Cybersecurity, we will be joined not only by the NCR core team and of course the pride of the Gigamon team among the NCR officers. Of course, we have the President and VP Jessie. So today, one of the esteemed speakers for Gigamon is no other than Mr. John Henry Ralieta. So si Sir John po is the sales engineer of the Gigamon Philippines. So sir, ang aga ni sir nag-join sa atin. Magandang hapon
Excited.
sa iyo. Yes.
Good afternoon, Henry. But I think before lang mag-proceed dun sa
Yes.
presentation proper of Henry, let me first introduce introduce again the country manager of Gigamon Philippines,
Yes.
Ms. Jennifer Tan.
Ayan.
Hi,
Bakit
President.
mga medyo yung mga descriptive na mga adjectives mo? Ipipirman ko pa naman ngayon yung evaluation mo, Jessie. Nakasalang eh.
Kasi yung chat GPT ko naghahang. Dapat meron talagang kadugtong yun eh.
Ina-expect ko
Mamaya.
naman, mas, alam mo yon, yung superlative na mga adjectives natin. But again, good afternoon po. Like what I said, iba po ang katauhan ko ngayon. Hindi po ako mag-act as president ng NCR chapter. However, I am Jennifer Tan. For those who don't know me yet, I am the country manager, regional sales director of Gigamon Philippines. And before I give the speaker to you, by the way, I am joined by two of my team members here in the Philippines. I have Jessie Hugo. She is the channel development representative of Gigamon. And Mr. Henry Ralieta. Ano niya to? Grand launching niya ito dahil he's new in Gigamon and he is our sales engineer. So ang topic natin ngayon, just to give you a gist of what it is, it's about cloud visibility. How you can take your hybrid cloud infrastructure to a whole new level. And you will hear terms like deep observability pipeline. No? Medyo malalim, pero isa-isahin ko. Observability, ibig sabihin, you're gonna examine the internals of the state of yung internal niya by examining its output, right? Pag sinabi mo namang deep, like what our chief product officer would say, there is a huge difference between knowing and guessing. No? And pipeline, there's a continuous flow of information. So putting that together, how essential is deep observability pipeline in eliminating blind spots, how we can deliver business agility, contain costs, ensure security, etc. So without further ado, let me give you Mr. Henry Ralieta.
All right. Thank you, Ma'am Jen, for the wonderful introduction. Let me just share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes?
Yeah. Okay. Before I start, I would just want to play something. So, all right,
Sharon.
Hey, Joe. Great tie.
Look at them. Blissfully unaware. They have no idea that there are threats their security and observability tools simply can't see.
Leaving their hybrid cloud environment vulnerable, which means they could get caught with their pants down.
Without deep observability from Gigamon, your existing tools can leave you with true vulnerability. and a false sense of confidence.
Bill, sorry to interrupt your board meeting. We've been hacked.
Hacked? Really? Not on my watch. Gotcha! You joker, you!
Don't get caught with your pants down. Get Gigamon and get deep observability.
All right. So actually, some of you saw this ad already, or you watched the video on YouTube. So if I can relate this in a real life situation, so basically, I will start with if you wake up in the morning, so probably we're grabbing our phones, asking our applications, right? And until we retire in the evening, so probably we are accessing our applications. Probably we're using social media apps, or we're using some banking applications to do transactions. But in the back end, so probably some of the application and services that house these applications, they are infrastructure in between, right? So probably this application is running to the on-premise data center, or some of the components are running in the cloud, right? So to relate this to the video, so basically there's a lot of traffic going on in terms of the application infrastructure between infrastructure of the cloud, right? So there's a traffic going towards the services that we are currently accessing through application. So basically, mostly of the IT teams, operations, network, security, they have this different set of tools that they're using to monitor, right? Especially in terms of the security. So they are the one to make sure that there are no malwares, there are no threats, exploiting or infiltrating the environment. And of course, for the network team, there are tools they're using for performance, right? For network, for application, etc. But before I start, I want to step back. What is the data center evolution that we are currently saying? So typically, this is the setup, right, or infrastructure setup. Mostly of our customers, our organizations. So basically, we have different sets of appliances, from routers, from switches, servers, and then there are tools. So like I said earlier, so between security and the network team, so we have tools that we need to deploy in order for us to secure and monitor our infrastructure. And these are connected directly with the network, which creates complexity. It creates blind spots. So if I can relate it to the video earlier, so ito yung mga blind spots that we're currently experiencing. So some of the threats we cannot see or we cannot secure because of these blind spots. So this is where Gigamon brought to life or invented because of these complexities. So it's all about visibility, right? So we're simplifying things in order for us to provide a pervasive visibility, to secure, to provide more granular information or data traffic for your tools, right? So as you can see here to the left, it's quite messy, right? So if you can see your tools to the right, so it's directly connected with Gigamon, right? So we simplify things in terms of the visibility. Of course, technology is constantly evolving, right? And as well as for the infrastructure. So here, so instead of we're relying to on-premise data center, so some of us are already migrating or migrating our workload to the public cloud, right? Wherein we have this hybrid and multi-cloud infrastructure, right? So I said earlier, one of my example regarding applications, right? So your applications are run, some of the application components are running on-premise, or some of the application or the front end is running to the cloud to give more flexibility, right? And of course, there are challenges also that we're currently experiencing here. Of course, number one is that we need to duplicate our tools, whenever or wherever the tools that we have currently. So we need to deploy it in the cloud as well. So to secure, to monitor, and everything that's required to have a more secure environment for this type of infrastructure. So if you look at the latest survey conducted by Frost and Sullivan, so in terms of the cloud transformation. So 56% of the survey, or the participants surveyed or answered the survey. So they're going towards, or they'll be adapting a hybrid cloud approach. While other 22% and 20%, so they're going to multi-cloud, or those companies or those persons who answered, they have a plan to migrate things in the cloud in the next 12 months or a year, right? So of course, one of the key challenges here is about hybrid or multi-cloud adoption is about consistency. So I mentioned earlier, we have tools in place, tools already. So how can we have a consistent view, right? In terms of the visibility with regards with hybrid cloud visibility, right? Kasi if you say about visibility on premise, yes, you have the visibility if you have those kind of tools. What if we already have our workloads in the cloud, right? So visibility is a challenge, right? And of course, the consistency of it, especially for the network teams or operation teams that runs this infrastructure. So again, this one, in terms of the cloud security challenges, so some of the CISOs or security executives, so cloud security is top of their mind, right? And according to Dell, so 67% struggles to protect their cloud native apps. So there are some challenges, or there's some hindrance, how they're protecting the applications in the cloud. And of course, some of them are aware, or there are in terms of some of the sophisticated malwares, some of the threats, advanced threats that we are currently experiencing, like ransomware. So ransomware right now is a service, it's available as a service now. So you can just avail, and then they can have ransomware with different environments or different infrastructure. Of course, cryptocurrency also is one of the 9 of 10 cloud breaches experienced by our customers. So they're using cryptocurrency to infiltrate their environment. So lastly, so if you are transitioning to cloud, or most of the organization are transitioning to cloud, so they need to understand what is a shared responsibility, right? Or what are the shared responsibility concept. So you need to fully understand it if you are going towards to the cloud itself, right? So the first quiz, Jessie.
All right.
Ayun na. So Jessie, it's
Time
time
for the pop quiz. All right. So yan. So sabi naman namin before mag-start the presentation, so meron tayong pop-up quiz every after a few slides. So before, dati kasi yung during the kwentong cybersecurity na ginagawa natin is yung quiz is ginagawa natin on the latter part. So meron lang kaming first question sa inyo. Okay, next slide po.
Ano muna ang prize, Jessie?
Alright, sorry,
Prize
nakalimutan.
muna, Jessie.
Okay, ang prize natin for this pop-up quiz is yung suot kong jacket. Talaga mag-model ako, Yung Gigamon, this is Gigamon jacket, brown jacket. Yan. So ipapa-deliver namin yan sa inyong home address. So ayan po. And also for the games later, meron kaming multifunctional cable stick. Kita ba? Parang nagla-live selling. Nagla-live selling.
Mine.
Mine, pa-screenshot na lang po. Pa-screenshot. Alright. And also some Gigamon bags. Pamain na lang po, pamain. Alright. So for our first question, the same pa rin po dun sa ating chat box, hashtag PixPro and then yung correct answer. Alright.
So the first question.
What are the 3 hybrid cloud security challenges? Give at least one. I think ito yung last slide na present.
Yes, last slide. So actually we have 3, So
Nako, may nag-react
first, yung first kasi masyadong mahaba yung first one yung una.
Yeah.
So doon lang tayo sa dalawang item.
Yep, meron nang sumagot si Sir Paul. Hi Sir Paul, favorite ko si Sir Paul. Hashtag PixPro Security.
I think matatanggapin natin because one of the business imperatives that we have to address is how to
All right.
security.
Sige.
Yes.
So
Alright.
number one, so cloud security is top of mind. So like I said earlier, no, so most of the executives or mga CISO natin is of course cloud security is the number one priority for them to secure the public cloud or the hybrid cloud approach. All right.
Alright.
So moving on.
Congratulations po, Sir Paul. I owe you 2 jackets na.
So congratulations, Sir Paul.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue.
Yeah.
And
So moving on, no. So I discussed earlier about the shared responsibility. So what is this, no? So basically, if you say about shared responsibility, it's between you, consumer, and of course your public cloud provider, either AWS, Azure, or any other public cloud provider out there. So actually, there are 2 types, no. So in terms of the security, right? So you need to understand security in the cloud and security of the cloud. Right. So for instance, if you have this public cloud provider already, no. So basically, those public cloud provider is responsible for the physical security, no, of the data center per region, for example, no. And of course, those public cloud providers also responsible for the security of the operating system, the VMs, hypervisor, etc. Right, or the services inside the public cloud infrastructure. On the other hand, naman, right? So if you're a customer or consumer who subscribe the public cloud, no, so we have this security, no, of the guest operating system, right? The applications you want to install inside the public cloud, right? Or any other application packages, no, na included doon sa application mo. So on the other hand, right? So if you look at this, no, in this diagram, so anything below from the customer data. So this is responsibility of the public cloud provider in terms of the security, right? So basically, I said we have 2 types, right? So it's a security of the cloud, and anything above it, right? So it's a responsibility of the consumer, right? Or security in the cloud, right? So they have 2 different definitions, right? So I think this was discussed already by Ms. Jen earlier, no? So what is deep observability pipeline is all about, right? So of course, like I said, like Ms. Jen said earlier, so knowing versus guessing, no. So basically, we harness, no, network insights, network traffic informations through metadata. No? So because if you say about network, so this is the ultimate or source of truth, no, in the traffic or in the data that we have in our infrastructure, right? So it cannot be tampered, it cannot be manipulated, and so forth. Right, so compared to logs. So observability, so like I said, no, like Ms. Jen said earlier, so it's non-intrusive, no, so we can get measurement, right? So we can get data without affecting, right, your infrastructure. And then of course, lastly is the pipeline. So Gigamon is acting like a bridge or a pipeline that we deliver traffic. So we acquire traffic from different sources in the network, especially for the hybrid cloud. And then we deliver those information or those data to the set of tools that you have. So probably security tools, right? Or monitoring tools or performance tools, right? Or probes that you have already in your environment. Right, so this is the most, no, trends in cloud security, no? So basically, we have different teams, right, involved, no, in this kind of infrastructure, right? So one challenges that we are currently experiencing, or most of the companies out there, no, or organizations, is about how you collaborate with different teams, right? So typically it's non-collaborative, no? So for DevOps, CloudOps, so the important thing is to deploy the application, rather than for the security or network operations team is just to secure and of course to provide, no, performance or to make sure that the network is up and running. And the tools are siloed. So why? Because they have different sets of analytics, right, or informations that they're providing. So for some of the observability or custom tools used by DevOps or CloudOps, no, so they're just relying to metrics, events, logs, or traces. That's it, right? So without network information, so it's incomplete, right? So the information that produces these tools, no, it's incomplete. Rather than if we have network packets in place, no, so we can see the full picture, no, because if you say about network packets or network traffic, it's the source of truth. No? So we can see all over, or we can see things no, that we cannot see in terms of the melt. Yeah. And of course, across this team, so we have different functions. No? So detection, response, vulnerability. So as you can see, so they have different purposes, right? Across each teams, which we do not, they cannot collaborate with. No. So in order for us to solve those, no, the security function. So of course, we're giving network data or network-derived intelligence to up data to melt, no. So to provide common insights, no. So for DevOps, if they want to see something na wala dun sa current insights nila, so we can provide those information using our app metadata, right, or network-derived intelligence. So here, so we can collaborate all of the things, right? So from DevOps to SecOps to NetOps, so they're involved already, no. In terms of delivering this application or delivering this infrastructure, right? So in a nutshell, no, so this is how Gigamon works, no. So actually we have 4 basic functions, no, that I want to discuss. So first thing is access. So any workloads, no, on the bottom, so we can get easy access in terms of the network data flows, metadata, right? And then after that, so after we get the data from it or the traffic, so we transform it through our intelligence. So probably we can remove duplicate packets, remove unnecessary traffic that's not relevant for your tools, and of course we can optimize it, right? So we can just deliver traffic what is relevant for your tools, right? So this is basically our Gigamon Deep Observability Pipeline product portfolio. And this is our features or our intelligence that we can also provide to the tools itself, right? So both for the security perspective, network perspective, up to DevOps to DevSecOps. So we have this right kind of data, right kind of information, and of course collaborate it, so to provide granularity, or centralized information insights that can be useful across different teams in your organization. Jessie?
Ayan na ulit. So, VP Jessie, it's time for the
Pop
pop
quiz.
quiz.
Okay, for the second question. Give at least one function of Gigamon in hybrid cloud. I think we have 4 handy, no? So,
Yes, 4.
lang sila ng isa doon sa function ni Gigamon sa hybrid cloud. So, that's the same pa rin. #PixPro and then the answer. Then you can have this Gigamon jacket. Hindi ko masyadong maibaba. Makikita busog na busog ako eh.
Baka makita naka-short ka lang.
Makita naka-short ako, butas pa. Alright, meron na sumagot si Sir LJ Rufon, ating suki palagi. Sabi niya, #PixPro access. Tama ba yun?
Alright. Correct.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations po, Sir LJ.
You won, Sir Edzo Rufon, a Gigamon jacket. Congratulations.
Yep, that's right.
Yes, Gigamon jacket. So, may pauwida si Gigamon.
Okay.
Alright, so moving on. So moving on. So,
Meron pa isa, don't worry.
yeah, actually this one I'm talking about earlier, about melt, about metrics, events, logs, and traces. Actually, this is the cloud services your cloud providers provide. So ano ba yung mga difference? What can be get? What we can get through melt. So basically, this is the table. Some of the telemetry source. So we can get intra-host reporting, low volume, managed host. But we cannot get the full picture of it. So we cannot see the unmanaged hosts, like if you are doing some IoT or OT devices. So we cannot see there using melt. And of course, the actual activity, right? So what's really happening? What's the conversation dun sa data natin? And of course, if you say about logs, so it can be disabled by cyber criminals, or it can be manipulated. So imagine the cyber criminal, so hiding beneath dun sa infrastructure natin or network natin. So basically, you don't want to be caught, right? So probably he will no, disable the logs, right? So in compare with network packets, no, so basically we can get the conversation, what's really happening, no, so we can get the actual activity. It's really what's doing, no, the cyber criminal or the actor, no. So what's really happening sa network natin or infrastructure natin, and of course, this metadata, no, so there's no impact in terms of our resources, especially with the cloud, right? So it's we can get the metadata, no, from the network itself, and then we can add dito sa melt natin, right? So to provide more granularity in terms of our visibility in the cloud, right? So just want to showcase, no, so how we do it, no. So for example here, so we are strengthening observability tools and some of the SIEM tools, no, available in the market today. So instead of giving melt, no, yung metrics, events, and log spaces natin through the cloud itself to the managed host, so we are getting a network-derived intelligence. So like I said earlier, so this is the application metadata, right? So we're putting additional attributes in the melt itself, no, and then we're providing more information and more granularity, insights, no, what's really happening, what's the conversation. Imagine if you have a phone bill, no, so the phone bills, you cannot see, no, what's really what's the conversation between two persons or two or more persons. But here, so the same thing. So actually we can see, no, yung conversations, what's really happening to your network. So in this case, in terms of the cybersecurity, no, so we can identify the vulnerabilities, right? So we can see those cyber criminals using non-standard ports, no, so they're hiding their signatures, no, inside your environment. And of course, for troubleshooting purposes, so we can see, no, what are the performance issues, no, happening in our applications that can be, can be a proactive approach that we are getting in this information. So before, no, so if you say about application performance, so we're just being reactive, right? So if anything happens, dun pa lang tayo gagawa ng action. But here, so using the metadata or the network-derived intelligence that we have, so we are already, pushing forward, right? So in terms of the problem, so we can identify or we can, basically troubleshoot what's really happening to the application. Yeah. So I got some screenshots, no. So basically, this is how we do it, in action, right? So but first, it's a quiz time.
VP Jessie, nasan ka na?
Na ako.
Yeah. So before we move to the exciting part.
Yes. Bring it on.
It's time for
the pop quiz.
Okay, this is the last. So galingan natin, ha. Ating keyboard warriors. Bilisan natin ang pagtatype. Okay? So for the last question, Sir Henry.
All right.
Okay, so what kind of intelligence we can add to melt?
Dito chismelt, ha.
Oo nga eh. Na-split ako, wala akong maidugtong eh. Okay, so #PixPro and then the correct answer. Yan, parang wala pa. Ayan, grabe naman, napaka-active naman ng Sir Victor Acevedo. Tatanggapin ba natin to? #PixPro data. Baka
No,
ito
ang correct answer. Nakuha po ba nila ang correct answer? What is the correct
Yes po.
answer?
Ano answer?
The correct answer is si Sir Victor Acevedo. #PixPro metadata. Pero sabi ni Vic, wave daw to eh. Wave
na. So, wave na yan.
So congratulations, Vic.
Congratulations, Vic, no? Okay. So actually, I have five slides, remaining. So I just want to show you some of the screenshots or demo, how we do, yung application metadata itself. So here, so of course, we can choose the destination and some of the attributes and application list, that's already available. So we can give up to 3,500 application attributes. And of course, if there's in-house applications that you have, so basically we can also configure, we can also customize it, so that we can add those attributes to our platform. Yeah, and then of course we have different kinds of tools, no, or your prepared tools that already that deployed or you're evaluating to, no. So actually you can build, no, different dashboards with different criterias, no. So imagine if you have you can have TLS insights, troubleshooting, any other that is relevant to your business, no. So we can have those insights and dashboards available in our platform. All right, so the second thing is about security, right? So we can detect road applications, either P2P or crypto mining, no? So we can provide suspicious usage, no? So imagine you can see, no, different kinds of activity that's not relevant for your business. So from here, no, so we can already mitigate, we can see, no, and we can also remove, no, those threats, no, inside your environment. And of course, if there are cyber criminals, no, hacking or getting inside some of your data or some of your servers, no, so we can see the number of logins already, no, so which is kind of suspicious, right? So from here, so we can mitigate also those kind of threats that we are currently experiencing. So here, so I will just skip this now. So it's more about the certificate, no. So we can identify, no, the weak ciphers, those certificates already expiring, no. So because if the certificates will be expired, so your customers, the persons, no, the people who are accessing your web application, for example, so it will, no, they will not gain access to those applications, right? So it's important to know, no, proactively, no, the expiration of our certificate. So for us to renew, no, ahead of time. All right. And then of course, like I said earlier, no, so in terms of vulnerability, no, detection. So actually, this screenshot, so showing you that some of the attackers, no, they are using different kinds of ports, right? So they're using DNS traffic, but in an HHA protocol now, so which can be, no, suspicious. So because DNS is using 53, but the attackers using port 22, for example. So those kind of activities or those kind of insights, no, so we know this kind of traffic is malicious, right? And so we can provide some actions. And lastly, all about performance, no. So for application itself, so we need to identify, right? So for applications, the runtime, right? The accessibility, right? So we need all those data, no, for us, no, to provide better user experience for our customers, especially if we're using applications, like I said earlier, no. So for my one of my example is using applications, doing some personal stuff or productivity stuff, no. So basically, in the back end for the network operations team or security operations team, so we need to know, right, what's really happening or what's the performance of this application. So for us, you know, to give more, no, user experience or excellent user experience for our customers. And I think that's it. Thank you very much, mga ka-Fix Pro.
Thank you, Henry. But
Yes.
before tayo tumuho sa Q&A, meron lang tayong important announcement.
Yep.
Napakalinis ng kalooban ni Mr. Vic Acevedo. Shout out sa'yo. Miss Jessie Hugo.
Yes.
Para sa third pop quiz, go ahead.
Yes, pagpalain ka nawa, Mr. Victor Acevedo. Napakabuti ng iyong kalooban. So nagsabi siya kanina sa ating chat box na wave na daw yung para dun sa Gigamon jacket. So bibigay natin ito dun sa next na nakasagot ng tama, which is no other than Sir, drum rolls, Sir Harold Agoma. So
Yay!
congratulations, Sir Harold.
Congratulations, Sir Harold.
Yep. So yan, I think marami tayong mga questions. So siguro I'll pass with AVP 1 na po ba or VP Lon? Meron po ba sa inyong questions po dyan?
Yeah, thanks AVP Jessie. No? Apologies, I'm still driving so I cannot open my camera. Just a question lang kay Henry. No? Henry will explain the cloud security and how Gigamon plays the role on it in terms of cloud. I would like to ask lang, Henry, what's the role of Gigamon in terms of sa cybersecurity in general?
Yeah.
Para at least ma-appreciate ng mga practitioner or also the attendees ng KC. Yep. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Henry.
Actually, sir, it's a good question. No? So what's the role of Gigamon in cybersecurity? So as I mentioned earlier, no, so some of the cyber threats are everywhere, more advanced, more sophisticated, and of course, 50% of the time, no, traffic never reaches the tools, no, because of the blind spots, because of the east-west traffic, blind spots, north-south traffic, or any other traffic that our tools doesn't see, no. So the question here is, how can you secure when you cannot see? So the role of Gigamon in cybersecurity is all about network visibility. So we provide pervasive visibility for their tools, no? So especially for the security tools that are inspecting and protecting of the organizations or some of the environments that we have or infrastructure. Yeah.
Thanks, Henry. Yeah, ABP Wana.
Okay, so since VP Marlon asked about the role, so let me ask naman, why is it important that everyone have the Gigamon in a hybrid cloud environment?
Yeah, so actually it's a good question again. No? So if you have already established, no, on-premise data center and tools, no, or your tools in place already, so your company have these initiatives to move some of the workloads in the cloud. So tendency is you need to duplicate the tools or you need to redeploy the tools in the cloud, right? So why it's important to have a Gigamon in hybrid cloud environments is that you don't need to deploy the tools or you don't need to redeploy the tools, no, inside the public cloud space. You just need to put Gigamon, no. So any other cloud providers, I think if you have AWS, Azure, GCP, so we can just collect the traffic there, and then we can provide the visibility in a serialized manner. So that's the important, no, if you have Gigamon in place in terms of the hybrid cloud environment.
Wow, nakaka-nosebleed. Charot.
Masyado
So
bang
yun.
malalim? Sorry.
Oo nga eh. Actually, meron na lang akong last question for you, sir. So, this one is, how Gigamon can help contain cost?
Yun. So, actually, that's the most important question. No? So, actually, that's a very good question. No? So, first, no, so if you saw the ad earlier, no, so we can supercharge your security observability tools, no. So by providing optimization, filtering what is only relevant for those for the tools itself, and of course, providing some intelligence. So if you remember the core functionality of Gigamon, so we can transport the data. So basically, we can contain costs, no. So in terms of the tools, no. So probably you can use or you can prolong your tools, no. So you don't need to upgrade, you don't need to replace, no. So just reuse your tools. Or probably if your tools are oversubscribed, no, so we can have the capability, no, to just deliver the right traffic to the right tools. So even if upgrade the network, no, so from 10 gig to 40 gig, so you can reuse your old or your legacy tools. So that's how we can contain cost by providing intelligence and of course network visibility. It's part of it.
Wow. Okay, so for our audience, baka gusto niyo na pong gumamit ng Gigamon. And also, if you have other questions, you can just throw it in our chat box po for if you want to know more. So Sir Henry is just there. Also for our country manager, Miss Press. Kayang-kaya na
Baka
lang
meron
sagutin.
gusto magpa-shoutout, AVP1,
Yeah.
na nasa ating chat. Ay, parang meron. May nagpop-up na question dun sa ating chat box.
Siguro address na muna natin to bago yung ikaw naman ang magtanong. Kasi pag ikaw ang nagtanong, may paayuda yan, right? Pero
Correct.
siguro sagutin natin ang tanong ni Sir Darwin Tejerero.
Ayun. So, ito. Ang sabi niya, with the various similar product, how would Gigamon fare above the others or its advantage? Also, will it be interoperable with our existing ICT infrastructure? Yan. Ako. Mabigat yung question ni Sir.
Medyo malalim. So in terms of the interoperability, no, so actually we have a lot, no, in terms of technology partners out there, no. So regardless kung ano mang ICT infrastructure that you have, no, so meaning if you're using different vendors in the network or you are using different tool set, no, or different platforms. No? So basically, Gigamon can be can integrate or can be can be supported on all of those vendors that you have already. So actually, we are in the middle, right? So previously in my slide, so you can see any workloads down. So kung ano naman ang infrastructure that you are already built or you are building. So we are in the middle, and then we're getting all those traffic going towards sa mga tools natin. So actually, we have 200 plus technology tools partners that we are supporting. So regardless, basta yung mga tools natin is requiring network data, right? So we can support it.
I do agree, Henry, and actually, yes po, brand agnostic Gigamon. So whichever tools that you have, may it be on different platforms, any cloud, any platform, could it be physical, virtual, or cloud? Yes, we can provide you with visibility. You can reach out to us, myself, Henry, or Jessie, and then we can provide you with a holistic overview solution.
Yes.
Yeah, I think pwede nating bigyan din ng paayuda si Sir Darwin later, no, Jessie?
Yes po.
Jessie.
Reach out na lang kay Sir
Baka
Darwin.
naman.
Pero.
Yeah. If ever may mga questions pa po kayo, just type it dito sa ating FB Live. But I think you might want to flash yung iyong pa-game.
Yeah, meron tayong last na paayuda, but syempre ayaw na namin kayong ma-stress. Kanina may pa-pop up quiz kami, 'di ba? So this time around, medyo mas madali naman na. Guess the word na, pero just based also lang din dun sa present ni Sir Henry. And as mentioned kanina, so ito yung prices natin. It's a multifunctional cable stick ni Gigamon. Talaga parang ako nagla-live selling, no? Ito.
Ano mo?
Parang hindi ko makita, ba't ayaw? Ayan. Ano ba? Yan. Okay. So, yan. Pamay na lang, pa-screenshot. So, ayan po. And then, the Gigamon bag. Ayan. So, we have 3 questions po, no? The same pa rin naman ng mechanics. So, hashtag PixPro. And then, the correct answer. Okay. So, yan. While I'm, preparing yung deck, AVP1 na baka you want to, merong nagsha-shout out sa ating chat box.
Well, yeah. Actually, sabi ni Sir Paul, baka daw pwedeng makahingi ng presentation deck because it's so informative. So, possible po ba?
I
Sir
think
Henry?
naman po.
Yes,
Thank you naman
we can.
po. Yes,
Yun.
yes.
Ayun, Sir Paul. Pwede daw po.
Ayan. So,
May pa-fans club pa dito. Hello, Sir Albert Remo. Oh my God. Po ito. Sabi niya, Bro Henry, sorry, hindi ako nakasama sa pa-dinner mo. Aba, dito talaga nag-chat talaga si... Bawi na lang ako sa next time.
Jen, naniningil para maraming audience, marami.
Ay, nakayin pala.
Ganun dapat ang technique para hindi makahindi si Sir Henry.
Tama. Saksi
Libre
tayo.
ko siya sa pares.
Saksi kami at ating mga viewers. Alright, so sorry, medyo mag-extend na ako. So ito, guess the word. So I think diniscuss naman to ni Sir Henry kanina. So ito yung tagline ni Gigamon, and I think ito rin yung present na video, flash na video kanina. So just hashtag PixPro and then the correct answer. Yan. Sabi ni Sir Randy Del, mabibili po ba ang PixPro jacket? Actually, po siya, pinapamigay po namin dun sa sa winners dun sa sa mga cases. Tapos si Sir Nan, every Friday po ba ang live para makapag-alarm? Aba, meron na tayong bagong fans. Yes po, every Friday po ang KC. And iba-ibang topic po siya every Friday. Pero parang wala pa ako nakikitang nagkikiin ng correct answer. Ang dali lang ito.
Jessie.
Ano po?
Ano po ang clue mo?
Ang
Hirap
clue.
naman yan, Jessie.
Mahirap ba? Sorry.
Parang di ko din masagot.
Sorry. Sabi ko ba naman? Ay, naku, ang dali-dali. Ay, meron na nakasagot. Si Sir Francis Buray. Hashtag PixPro and then Deep Observability. Yan. Congratulations.
Sir Francis.
Papadala na lang po namin. Prize. Congratulations.
Kanina dinouble check ko pa, tama ba ako? Observability. Nisip ko double B ba? Yan, dinouble check ko naman. So yan. So next word.
Ayan, ang dali. Ito ang
Sobrang
dali.
dali.
So #PixPro and the answer please. Dito po kilala si Gigamon at ang lagi naming nababanggit aside from the Deep Observability Pipeline. Ano po kayang word ito?
Laging maririnig sa amin yan.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So antayin natin ang tamang sagot. Ayun na, meron na. Ulit.
Si Sir Darwin yung nagtanong. So
Yes,
congratulations.
actually.
Correct. Yan ang correct answer, visibility. And this one for, hindi pala, five questions pala ito. Sorry naman. So next, third question. Congrats, sir. Okay. I think kasama din to sa... May
So, sorry,
humahabol pa. May humahabol pa.
Winner natin, VP Jessie.
Yes, pang winner kanina po ay si Sir, sorry po, nasaan na? Si Sir Darwin for visibility.
Yes, congratulations, Sir Darwin.
Congratulations, Sir Darwin. Next is, grabe, sobrang suki ni Sir Paul. Sir Paul, #PixPro, and then the correct answer is hybrid cloud. Yeah, congratulations, Sir Paul. For the fourth word. Yan. I think ito din yung sagot dun sa pop-up quiz kanina. Yan, #PixPro, and then the correct answer. It ends with the letter Y. Ayan na ha, may pa-free na isa. May nagsagot si Sir Neko, suitability. Parang hindi ano. Ayan, may nag-correct answer na pero walang #PixPro. Tatanggapin na natin to, no?
Alam natin yan.
Okay, Sir Buknoy Imperial. Congratulations po.
Congratulations.
Yan.
Alala na lang, no? Next time lagyan natin ng #PixPro. But of course, pinapamigay lang naman natin dito. But congratulations, Sir Buknoy.
Yep. And then for the last, ito pinakamahirap na question. Pinag-isipan ko to. Sabi ko, meron kayang makakasagot nito.
Sige,
So
ano
for our final word, sino ba itong nag-present na to? Anong product pa ito? Tapos kulang pa pala yung yung box ko. Teka, tama.
Baka hindi pa ito masagot talaga naman.
Parang hirap-hirap
Clue
ito. Sino
Pokemon.
ba yung guest natin dito? Ay, meron na nakasagot. Okay, so, Sir LJ Rufon, congratulations because the correct answer is, Gigamon. So, congratulations to all the winners. Mag-reach out po ako sa inyo via Messenger po.
Yes.
Thank you, congratulations.
Before we end, we have, I think, 7 minutes remaining sa ating oras. Siguro magbigay muna ako, pangunahan ko na yung ating key takeaways. Siguro, nandiyan pa ba si VP Marlon, AVP Wana? Hindi want to simulan ko na muna po.
I'm here pa po.
Okay.
VP Lord?
Baka nagda-drive si VP lang. Pero sige, simulan ko na muna. Well, sa akin, as a Gigamon, like we always say, that visibility will always be a precondition of security. No? Maganda yung naging tanong kanina na how can Gigamon help sa cybersecurity? Because we cannot measure what we cannot see. We cannot protect what we cannot see. So we always talk about how we can eliminate blind spots. And for us to do that, we must have the visibility of things. That is why with Gigamon, we always use the term Deep Observability Pipeline. Because to reiterate, there's a huge difference between knowing and guessing, or maybe just knowing and looking at things. And with Deep Observability Pipeline, we make use of MELT, metric, events, traces, and logs, because that will be our single source of truth. So, Henry, maybe you can add something to that.
Yeah, actually, ma'am, no. So again, no. So if you have Gigamon in place, so actually the number one key takeaways that we can give, no. So first, of course, like Ma'am Jen said, so we can eliminate blind spots all over. So probably if you have different infrastructures, different platforms that you're using, so we can eliminate those blind spots, and of course we can supercharge your tools, right? So giving you the right information, right data, relevant traffic, and etc. So the second thing about is, of course, how we can contain costs, right? So like I said earlier, right? So we can optimize, right? And of course, we can prolong your existing observability or security tools that you have. Yeah, I think that's it, ma'am. Anything else, ma'am? Yeah.
Unless meron pa pong from Sir VP Marlon or AVP Wana.
Well, I just want to thank the presence of Gigamon here in PixPro. It's we are very honored to have you as an NCR officers and also as our guest for tonight. And I hope our audience learned a lot about Gigamon. And if you need anything about Gigamon, just please feel free to reach out to Press Jen and VP Jessie and of course Henry. Yan. Maraming salamat po.
Nakakatuwa po pala dito sa kwentong cybersecurity ng PixPro. Charot.
Oo nga.
Sobrang
Sana po
Mag-guest po
mag-invite
kayo
ulit
ulit.
kami.
Opo. Sa next Casey po ulit.
And also, sorry AVP Wana, sisingit lang po ako, no? So on the channel side naman po, please feel free to reach out to me for those partners that you want to get certification or you want to be Gigamon partners. So I will give you a step-by-step guide and we will schedule an enablement or a session with you. And po.
Once again, maraming pong salamat sa PixPro. Thank you for hosting PixPro NCR chapter. Me on behalf of Gigamon as a country manager and my alter ego, the president of NCR chapter. Isang magandang hapon pong lahat. And like we always say, happy lang.
Happy lang.
Wala.
Weekend. Maraming salamat.
Salamat.
Thank you so much po.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.